Hello YouTube, this is Kaito JR here, and I'm here to give you all my top 5 most useless characters in all of Ajin Demi Human. So yes, I just decided to make this video today. Actually, I wasn't really planning on this at all, like for months and months, like having all this plannings going on. Yeah, I just like thought of this idea today. Hey, actually, I haven't never really talked about like the characters from Ajin Demi Human that I just find like completely useless and irrelevant, and don't really have that much of a role in the story at all. Really haven't done much anything really. I mean, not Kaito at all. Not Kaito's my favorite. I mean, he's like the mysterious guy and like the back, and like who just only comes to do something badass and just leaves. I mean, he was like that in the anime especially, but in the manga, yeah, he was just shot down and just taken out of the story, and then that's it. However, he's not on the list though. He's not. There's like 5 other characters I wanted to put on the list, not Kaito. So, yeah, alright, let me just start with the first one on the list. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, top 5. We're going to be starting with number 1. And that number 1 is Jun Suzuki. Yes, Jun Suzuki. She only appeared in 2 chapters of the manga, and those 2 chapters were chapter 46 and chapter 86, I believe. It was those 2. Yeah, she really has not doing anything at all. I mean, of course, the reason I put her was because, yeah, she is a big deal. She was the first publicly discovered Ajin in Japan. And the second one, was, of course, was Koji Tanaka. Then third was Kei Nagai. Yeah, so of course I had to put her here. However, yeah, she showed up in chapter 46, and then she didn't really have any role at all in the story. She was an incredibly useless character. I mean, I didn't find her very interesting at all. I mean, yes, I did an Ajin discussion video on her, but now, like, yeah, she's kind of bland, and I guess she's just good friends with Ikuya Ogura, which I like Ikuya a lot better. That's why I didn't put him on this list. Like, he's not a useless character at all. No way. He knows too much to not be considered useless. But you know what? I would never consider him that. So, yeah, of course, Jim was there too, but no, I didn't include Jim there. He's not that big of a deal compared to Jun Suzuki. But yeah, Jun, she was absolutely like pointless. I don't even know why. Like, they shouldn't just like made the whole like the first publicly discovered Aji in Japan just a mystery. Like, we would have never known. Like, we would have never gotten this Jun Suzuki character. She was absolutely like pointless. Like, her existence didn't amount to anything at all. She, like I said, she only appeared in 2 chapters. She had no role at all. She didn't even like, we don't even know her IBM, so that's kind of ridiculous. And she came back in the final chapter of Ajin Demi Human, which of course, like, chapter 86 was a rushed chapter, but that was not a good chapter at all. It was too rushed. Like, it didn't like a lot of loose ties were just left loose. Like, they were just left like untouched. Like, we didn't get to see like what happened to like a lot of these characters, like especially like Shinya Nakamura, which is like number 2 actually. Yeah, Shinya is the second, like, he's the second on this list. Yeah, for like, of course, like my top 5. Shinya Nakamura. Yes, he also did not do anything at all. He only showed up in the pilot chapter and he just disappeared. I mean, even his best friend Yusuke return in chapter 46. It's the same chapter where we first saw like Jun Suzuki, another useless character, that right there from the manga. And yeah, of course, Shinya. Ever since he found out that he was an Ajin, he was just trying to keep it a secret. Of course, he wanted to keep himself safe. However, once he was found out by a bunch of guys from the Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare, I believe, who was under the cabinet minister of that division, whatever it's called. Of course, Shinya, he was trying to fight back, I suppose, but yeah, these guys, they just brought Shinya here in this area where no one else was around. Of course, these guys who were in the suits, they found Shinya Nakamura along with his best friend Yusuke in this, like, it was just this area where no one else was around, because after that, Yusuke like saved Shinya from almost getting hit by a truck to be revealed to be an Ajin in front of everybody, and his whole life being screwed. But yeah, like I said, like these guys in the suits, they found out that Shinya, yeah, so he is an Ajin. He left his head from where he died for the first time after he like fell off his motorcycle. And yeah, it was pretty reckless of Shinya. Like, well, reckless in the fact that, yeah, he didn't find his head in time and to like keep it safe. I mean, even if it did, like, how would he hide that? Like, would he try to like burn it or something like that? I mean, he didn't even bother like burning his arm, or maybe he couldn't though. Maybe he didn't know how to even do that. Like, maybe he couldn't like burn the bone. I guess he could just like broke the bone apart, but it is like a human skeleton, like, the arm part of it, so it might be a little bit difficult to do that. Yeah, I guess there was no way for Shinya to even break apart a human bone, so he didn't even bother trying at all. So whatever. I mean, yeah, Shinya Nakamura, of course, afterwards, he got his best friend Yusuke killed, pretty much. I mean, yeah, he was brought back by the threshold from Shinya's like flood phenomenon that was activated after Yusuke got shot down by those guys in the suits. from the Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare and the Ajin side of things there. And then Shinya then wanted to I guess, yeah, like I said, he wanted to do something about that. I guess he was about to release a Paralysis Scream afterwards, but then he was shot down by the guys in the suits, and then yeah, the flood came out along with the threshold, which saved Yusuke's life, healed up all his wounds. I'm not entirely sure how he even got to Maryland, USA in chapter 46, where he was being experimented upon by Dr. Smith. Not opened up, just trying to figure out how he came back from this threshold, exactly how all of his wounds were healed up. And this isn't normal at all. So Dr. Smith and his assistant were trying to figure out what's going on here exactly. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, Shinya, useless character, did not do anything afterwards. He failed to yeah, he activated the flood, but that wasn't his own. He didn't know what he was doing there. He wasn't conscious when he was doing that. It just happened, and the whole threshold thing just happened as well. I mean, he had no control over Yusuke being resetted himself. I mean, he had no control over that. So, and then he just woke up, and all the suits were just pretty much slaughtered, and Yusuke was just there, and I guess he just left Yusuke there and just decided to leave. Yeah, I think it's just best just leave Yusuke there and just go away. Then yeah, so of course he didn't appear at all afterwards. No chapters after the pilot chapter had Shinya Nakamura in it at all. Shinya just disappeared. And yeah, I mean, that's why I refer to him as one of the top 5 most useless characters in all of Ajin Demi, because he had absolutely zero role after the the pilot chapter. And even in the pilot chapter, he didn't really do much there at all. Other than the fact that, because he wasn't even considered the 3rd publicly discovered Ajin in Japan. K was afterwards, because Shinya was never caught afterwards. He just went into hiding. So yeah, he has no relevance in the story at all. I mean, he didn't even appear in the in the main story of the anime at all, season 1, season 2. Yeah, Shinya did not appear there at all. Yes, he was mentioned, but did not appear physically himself. Did not appear physically himself in the manga, other than, like I said, the pilot chapter. And then yeah, that was it. Yeah, his best friend Yusuke then in chapter 46, but then Shinya, no, we don't know where he is. Did he went to hiding in the mountains or something like that? But we don't know. He was absolutely useless throughout the entirety of the manga. Did not show up at all. Same thing with Jun Suzuki. I mean, she showed up in only 2 chapters, and then that's it. We didn't even see her at all afterwards. Shinya is even worse than that. She just only showed up just 1 chapter, the pilot chapter, and then that was it. We just didn't see him ever again. But yeah, number 3 on my top 5 most useless characters in all of Ajin Demi Human, the manga. Yeah, next one, number 3, is Eriko Nagai. Yes, Kei's younger sister. Yeah, she did not do anything at all throughout the entirety of the manga and in the anime as well, but mostly the manga. Yeah, so as far as I'm aware of, we don't know what kind of condition she has. Why is she being treated in a hospital? We don't know what's going on with her. So yeah, I mean, we just have to, I guess, maybe she has a weak constitution or something like that, just weaker than most people do. So I mean, we just don't know anything about her at all. I mean, she's just in the hospital and just being treated for what like I said, we don't know her condition, so I can't really say anything there. But yeah, she was an absolutely useless character throughout. She cannot fight back. She is not an Ajin. She cannot summon IPM. All she does is just complain about her brother to her mother. I mean, her mother had to just convince Eriko that her brother is just really logical and rational, only cares about the select few people that he can't actually protect, not everyone that he needs. He's not like that. Like the mother said, he is really rational and logical. That's just the 2 things you need to understand about him, Eriko. You cannot just write Kei off as just cold. That's not fair at all to Kei. And then yeah, Eriko tried to understand this, but yeah, I mean, even if she did, she still didn't do anything throughout the rest of the manga, and even in the final chapter of the manga. And of course, like I said, that was a rushed chapter. The final chapter was incredibly rushed. It was not well done, not well written at all. I mean, I couldn't even tell. The character, Koji Tanaka, I even mistaken him as Reiji Akiyama. While I was doing the review for chapter 86. You can go check out the chapter review afterwards, which is done watching this video, of course. But yeah, I mean, Eriko, yes, yeah, she hasn't done anything at all in the final chapter. It just shows up. She's still in the hospital being treated for her unknown condition. We don't even know what she has. And apparently, whatever it is, Kei wants to find a cure to to cure it. He wants to become a doctor to find cures for illnesses that don't yet have a cure, and he wants to find it all. So of course, apparently that's what Kei is doing even afterwards yeah, after the end of the manga. That's what he's going now to college to become a doctor. That's what he's always wanted to do. Hopefully he actually does succeed in saving Eriko's life. However, we won't even see the aftermath of that because yeah, the manga ended, and I'm still upset about that, of course. Yeah, Eriko, she has not done anything, completely useless character, just how I've seen her. Yeah, like the time that she has shown up throughout the manga, she still hasn't done anything at all. She just doesn't. She doesn't amount to anything, whatever. Like she was captured by Sato just so Sato can use like Eriko to like to bring Kei to him, just so yeah, I guess Sato could teach Kei how to like foster his hatred for humans, and that kind of failed, and Kei kind of turned against him anyway. So yeah, Eriko didn't amount to anything. So yeah, useless character. All right, number 4 on my top 5 most useless characters in all of Ajin Demi Human. Number 4 is Gen. Yeah, so Gen is the younger brother of Takahashi. Of course, Gen is a completely useless character as well. Hell, he was even like killed off right around like near the end of the manga, where like, he was killed off by the anti-demi-human special task force. I mean, he would like snipe on one of the guys there, and he was just like killed off. I mean, I guess Takahashi thought he was like a demi-human, but he's not. He's not that important of a character to actually be a demi-human, and even he was like he is the brother of Takahashi, who Takahashi is an Ajin. Just because they're both like brothers doesn't mean they're like both Ajins as well. Like Takahashi is an Ajin, and Gen is a human, and then. See, again, yeah, he did try to help out Sato as much as he can. However, he is still a human at the end of the day, so he has his limits. He has to be extra careful, and of course that limits him, and that makes him like the most useless member in all like Sato's like his men there, like Okuyama and Tanaka, like at the time of the Force Security Building, and like previously like before that. Yeah, but mostly in the Force Security Building, because that's when Tanaka was on Sato's side, along with Okuyama, Takashi as well. Again, like of course, like eventually he was killed off. I mean, like even Sakurai acknowledged how like useless of a character and pointless of a character that Gen is. That yeah, just gonna kill this character off. He's so irrelevant. Like he doesn't need to be here at all. He's not gonna do anything. Just kill him off. Like leave his brother Takahashi without like his brother ever again. Like he can never see his brother ever again. So yeah, it's just like. Gen's dead, so whatever. I mean, it doesn't really affect anything at all. Like, Takahashi has been taken down by the anti-demi-human special task force. I mean, he was tranquilized by them. So yeah, that's just like that's the end of that character right there. I mean, we saw Takahashi at the end of the manga just like messing around in this facility where he's captured by these like I guess he's scaring these doctors, these researchers with his IPM or whatever, just freaking them out with that. So. But yeah, I mean, Takahashi's having fun, but yeah, again, it's just dead now. So yeah, of course, like Gen was useless, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so my last pick for the top 5 most useless characters in all of Ajin Demi Human, the fifth one is Soka Bay. Everybody, yeah. So I find this character so freaking irrelevant beyond belief. I mean, I don't know why he was even in the manga. I guess he was just there to act like as like this like obstacle to Tosaki. But even at some points, like he tried to help out Tosaki, but then afterwards he wanted to like I mean, he did stand up for Tosaki when Tosaki was like bringing up stuff that he heard from Ikuya Ogura about Ajins, like information on them. Like the other guys, the other researchers, like didn't really buy what he was saying because it sounded like what the things like Ikuya Ogura was saying about Ajins, very ridiculous stuff about that. Yeah, Soka Bay did like stand up for him there with that. So, well, yeah, even then, like Soka Bay, when he was confronting like about information that Tosaki took from the the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare and the Ajin side of things there. Yeah, he took out information about like demi-humans, like really top secret information about them. And I guess like Tosaki even revealed this to the public later on afterwards he killed Soka Bay. I mean, the way he killed Soka Bay, it was so brushed off, like it was so easy, like it didn't even matter at all. I mean, Soka Bay was just killed like a little rat he is. Like Soka Bay even looks like a mouse, a rat, whatever. I mean, just look at his face. Yeah. He looks like a rat or a mouse, whatever, just something like that. So rodent, yeah, like the point is like Soka Bay was a useless character. He even didn't amount to anything at all. He was killed off so easily. I mean, all Tosaki had to do was just walk up to him and just shove a knife into his gut, and then that was it. He just like died like a real rat. He is like that, like how how like rats like scream in pain when he die. Yeah, just like that's Soka Bay right there. That's how he was like screaming in agonizing pain while he was like. Just that blade that's just going inside his gut and just like ripping out, like just like yeah, like just doing that to him there. And it's just Soka Bay did the most like crap move imaginable. He actually took a screwdriver and impaled it into Tosaki's like this part right here in this like stomach. Yeah, he impaled it there, and then yeah, so of course Tosaki, he's incredibly strong, so yeah, he took that like a champ and then didn't die afterwards. I mean. Yeah, I still don't think Tosaki was killed off by that throughout the manga, like after he was done with the meeting, like just like revealing everything about what the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare was doing, like using Tanaka as like the Ministry of Health, Labor and Welfare was using Tanaka as like this means to use companies to test out their new products on Tanaka, is like killing him over and over again. By doing that, if you read a manga, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, like that happened to Tanaka. Like they treated Tanaka really cruelly because of that. So because they have to keep trying out these products, these bulletproof vests, using Tanaka as like a test dummy for car accidents like that. Yeah, it was really cruel stuff they did to Tanaka. And Tanaka is still pissed off about that, of course. But yeah, I mean, Soka Bay, like, he didn't want Sasaki to reveal any of that information, but yeah, he managed to. And then Soka Bay just died like the little rat he is. So yes, now he is a very useless character. I didn't ever really like Soka Bay at all. I was kind of glad that he actually did die in that way, that agonizingly like slow death he had. I wouldn't say slow. I mean, he was like suffering a lot there. He was, but yeah, like the point is he's gone now. Thank goodness. We never had to see him throughout the manga ever again afterwards. Like the entire JSD, like Air Force, Air whatever arc, yeah, had no Soka Bay in it, so it made it all the much better. I mean, it's not like Soka Bay had much of a role in the force security like building arc or whatever, anything like that. So yeah, Soka Bay just showed up time and time again just to annoy us, annoy the characters as well, until finally he was killed off by Sasaki. Thank God he did that. So now we just don't have to deal with this terrible character ever again. This useless character has no relevance at all to the story whatsoever. It's just gone now. That's why he is in the top 5 most useless characters in all of Ajin Demi Human. Yep. Him, Gen, Eriko, Nagai, Shinya Nakamura, Jun Suzuki. I mean, I don't think really any of these characters are bad. It's just like, they just don't have much of a role. Like, I just find them useless. I mean, if you just take them out of the story, I don't really see any like difference at all. Maybe like Kei would just have to find another reason why he wants to become a doctor. Yeah, it's just like to cure illnesses that don't have a cure yet. I don't think it's exactly that means like his sister. It could just mean like they could just write like maybe his mom has this illness that Kei just wants to be able to save his mom with, like become a doctor, find a cure for his mom's illness. It's like they could just like rewrote all that, like instead of like Eriko having like the illness, like his mom has it instead, and just Eriko just never existed. Like Kei was just an only child, and that was it. Like Sato was just found out some other way to get Kei like to come to him instead of like just kidnapping his little sister. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure they could have just wrote Eriko and Nagai out of the story and it wouldn't really change anything at all. So yeah, Eriko is a useless character. Jun is as well. Shinya, again, Soka Bay, all 5 of them are useless characters, and that's why they are on this list. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I need to talk about here, everybody. My top 5 most useless characters in all of Ajin Demi Human. Just comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Like, just like, I don't know, like make your top 5 most useless characters in all of Ajin Demi Human in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on who you think is the most useless characters. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, these 5, I thought about this very well. So yeah, I'm pretty sure like these 5 are the ones, like Jun, Suzuki, Shinya, Eriko, Gen, and Soka Bay. I don't know how you can get more useless than these 5. So yeah, but yeah, there you go. I mean, just if you want to still do it anyways, make your top 5 below in the comment section below. I would like to read them. Even write a little description of why you think these characters are useless. If you want, just do that. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, that's it for the video, everybody. Thanks for watching, and bye.